Okay, guys, I am excited. I feel like we're like really kicking off our holiday thing with this whole 7 days of deals and all of the craziness that people are going on and shopping with other things. I'll tell you one of the things, we've talked a lot about, or not that we've talked a lot about, but when you are a director, one of the benefits is that when somebody goes to the Pampered Chef website, us to go to the website and they want to join the business or they want to book a party. They go random of directors in the area, and then you get them. What happens right now is if somebody goes on and just orders, we don't get the orders, but we get the leads. Like, it'll come back to us. So I've had 2 or 3 of them today that people came in, and so they're on, just randomly, so I've got 2 new, they're not customers, they haven't purchased something from me, but they did click, they wanted to start getting email newsletters. So they're on my list. They're my customers now, so I message them and tell them, thanks for their order, and here's my website, and I'm adding you to my email, just so I know there's a lot of action going on. And, we talked about the, the deal of the day, and, I'm seeing all kinds of stuff. And that's why I jumped on to go live for you guys today, because again, I was wicked proud to see, I was in the middle when it was happening. I was at a football banquet for Matt. I'm down on the thing like this where they're doing all these presentations, like in the text and getting all kinds of stuff. But I was so proud by the time I jumped out of there and jumped on and was seeing some of the text that you guys, or the posts that you guys were making. And again, I was just really proud to see how positive everybody was, and how you turned that spin on it, because there's all kinds of stuff. If we talk about this as a Black Friday sale, how many times have you guys shown up thinking you're door busting for a Black Friday deal and it's already sold out? It's the same thing here, but you're in the store already. That's what stores do. You're already in the store and you're probably going to put some other stuff. So it is what it is. It's not, and here's another thing that I'm going to throw out to you guys again. It was like a $2.50 savings or $4 savings. We are not talking big deal here at all. So I hope again that that you guys turn this around, because what again you've done, and if you keep advertising this and keep saying, hey, there's these deals, the 7 days of deals, they're there, you want to make sure that you hit my website. If they don't get that $2.50 savings on that, there are huge savings in the in our outlet already. You guys always have an outlet. You always have an outlet. That outlet's there all the time, and there's big sales there. And that's why I put that little flyer together for you guys too, with those holiday bundles. Did you notice those? Those are like $15 off. Those holiday that's what Pampered Chef has given us, those holiday bundles, and those are a savings of $15. That's huge, and those aren't going to sell out. Those aren't limited outlet kind of items. So it's just, we're really going to, again, I just want to say that for our organization, I'm wicked proud of everybody rising above the negativity. We've got a great store up here, a little coffee store up on 202. Amy, that, and Megan, you might, if you go into Augusta all the time, that they always have like positive. It's in Manchester, that Copies Plus, and they always have like positive. Today, I said, oh my gosh, Grace, but by the time we came back, they'd changed our rate. It's positive pants on. Everybody to write that in front of you and say, positive pants on. It's way more fun to be positive and look at a situation and say, how are we going to make this shine? Because that's the option. You can make it shine or you walk away. Those are your 2 options. So you either make something good of it or.
And it's so much more fun to be around positive people than to be around negative people that complain all the time. So you just have to think, who do you want to be? Do you want to be the person that people want to hang around with, or do you want to be the person that people shy away from? Because we all have drama. We all have stuff.
Yeah.
But we don't need to verbalize it all the time.
Yeah. We're saying that as directors. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but in some of the director forums, I'm ready to just check out of them, because it's really, again, it's a personal choice, and that's where we go back to that belief kind of thing. business is great, guys. You know, business is great. And if you have that kind of an attitude and you know that, I know I'd ask some of the directors to do that, but I would encourage you guys again as sort of the going towards this, on the organization page. I posted the other day about going to a party and coming out of it with 3 bookings. Business is great. I went to one yesterday morning and came out of it with good booking show, bookings. Business is great. And, and I encourage you guys to take those positive things and put it out there, because again, when we put positive out, we're going to bring positive back. So we just got to take a situation like this when everybody is bitching and moaning. They're not going to flourish from this, where we can be excited and, and really, again, there are people going to your website. If they're going to your website and finding out that those deals are not there anymore, they're clicking around trying to find them, and you're seeing other deals. So it's just, what you do right now is going to affect your business. Just to keep being excited about that. I'm excited, but I already feel exhausted, like I did just spend the day at Black Friday stores. Like, that's how I feel, like that good, like getting ready and
you know what, here's the positive thing. There might be some people that might not have been around for the winter the winter blowout. You guys, our system did not crash. Do you guys know how exciting that is?
Huge. It was huge. I mean, like the system seriously crashed. Like, it was like nobody could do anything at that. There's no checking out any outlet deals when that happened. So
nobody could get into anything. Like, the system just shut down.
Right.
Okay. So if we can be happy that our system didn't blow up, it's okay that they sold out. They fixed the system.
Woo-hoo! Exactly. Grady, to answer your question, I think that somebody could go to pamperedchef.com and they could just go there and see it. The thing that's happening, though, I think, is that really all of the advertisement people that are getting about the 7-day thing is from individual consultants. You know what I mean? So I think that's the majority of it. So I think that they would be more apt to go to a link. Any of those random ones that I saw come in today, I can see what they ordered. None of them was a 7-day deal, so it's not that thing. And the other thing is to think about, it's outlet items. It's stuff we don't even carry anymore. It's retired. So it's not like they're giving $30 off a quick cooker and all of a sudden nobody could get that anymore. You know what I mean? It's stuff that so it's really, if we look at the perspective of things, that it's really not even that frustrating, because you just sort of, again, you turn and spin and say, again, customers are used to that. Customers are used to Black Friday stuff, that stuff just isn't there. So it was a good day. Now, listen, I'm excited because I know that some of you are having some big successes and movement in your business too. So would anybody like to share? Grady, would you like to share? I have not heard an update. Do you have anything good to share with us?
There we go. I unmuted. So I have a party right now that's up to $900, and I have a few, I think, big orders coming in still. So I'm kind of excited about that.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah. So I booked one party out of that. I'm talking to another person. And then I made almost 30 contacts this week. And I followed up on ones I hadn't heard back from, and I'm setting dates with one of those right now.
Yeah. So your goal, we made a goal this week of booking 3. And it looks like you're right on the cusp of just nailing down dates on those, huh?
Yep.
Good for you, Grady.
Yeah, so good week.
That's exciting.
I feel like it may not be a huge amount because I only have one party going, but I'm getting some momentum, and I had 15 orders so far in this party. So, and then just follow up contacts with everyone who placed orders. I generated 2 additional orders from that, from 2 ladies. Their sisters were there and started kind of engaging as well. So that was helpful.
And Terry, yes, it is virtual. Grady does all virtuals.
Listen, Grady, if you're only going to do one, you might as well be amazing with the one that you're going to do and just blow it out of the park.
And $900 is amazing. When the national average of cooking shows is $600, for you to do a virtual that's $900 is amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, good for you. But again, just as excited for all of the continued business, those bookings and stuff. That's huge, Grady.
Yeah.
That's
So
really good.
thank you.
Good job. How about who else? Who else wants to talk about the great things going on this week? And business is great. Yes, Amy.
Well, this is kind of making the lemonade out of lemons kind of situation. I was supposed to have a party this afternoon.
Yeah.
And I'm just really tired, so it's really good. It got postponed. Well, she was just all like, yeah, maybe after Christmas and all this. And I'm like, and it was like in China or something. It was like a long ways away. And again, I've been really straight out. So I was like, I don't really want to put it after Christmas. So what we're doing is tomorrow night, I am doing, on the event that she had set up, I'm doing basically like a Facebook Live. Like that's how I'm changing it into a virtual party, because I'm trying to do that instead of that whole, because again, whenever I'm trying to the virtual parties, they're not coming out. But so this way it's going to be like a live demo essentially for like an hour. So I'm kind of doing that. So I took this party that she was ready to turn it into like
something else.
Maybe catalog something else. And she's already got $100 in orders. So
awesome.
Party. So I mean, I know it won't be as much as if people can get their hands on the products, but nobody could come today. So hopefully we'll even reach more and then somehow get some more. So
awesome. Yes, China. We have China. China is about 20 minutes from where we live, Rose.
No, it's like 45. It's like an hour, maybe an hour.
Not the China, the country. I know that's what Rose is thinking. China?
I commute. I don't really have many.
We have a little plane that we get on to shoot over to China.
What?
Yeah. Terry, we're going to talk to the China Dyna next time.
Yeah, the China Dyna.
China Dyna.
Well, y'all better be coming to Illinois.
Well, I have to tell you, Terry, Terry lives in Athens, Illinois, or she did live in Athens, Illinois. So Grace is telling me she's looking at the Europe trips for next year, the trips for the foreign trips that they're doing next year. And one of them is to Athens. And Grace goes, one of them is to Athens. And I go, no, it's not pronounced Athens. It's pronounced Athens.
Yeah, we're the only place that pronounces it wrong.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'm going to share while I'm just chatting here real quick. I'm super excited. I have never in 17 years had as busy of a December coming up as I have. I have either 9 or 10 shows.
Wow. Cooking shows.
Cooking shows.
Good for you.
And my calendar is in the car, and I didn't feel like going outside to get it. But literally, like, the 5th and the 11th are hot days. The 16th, thankfully, somebody said, hey, I really want to do my show after Christmas. As soon as she said that, somebody emailed me, said, can I have the 16th? I'm like, whew, it just came open. The one lady that wanted the 5th or the 11th, I'm like, I'm sorry, but how about the 13th? She's like, okay, I'll take it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And I think it's all about what's really changed for me personally. Some of you guys may or may not know, I've really struggled personally this year. And about a month and a half ago, I just flipped the switch and said, okay, I've dealt with my crap. It's time to be happy and move forward. And because of like these calls and working my business and going and having fun and being that positive person that people want to be around, my business is beyond amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond amazing. Because I normally just kind of like say, December. Nope, not this year, kids.
Well, that's because you're not traveling.
Well, let's not even talk about, I was crying today.
Because you're not coming to see me this year.
I really was. I'm not even joking. It was really sad. Let's not bring it up. Okay. So because I can't do what I want to do, I'm making my business amazing.
Good. All right. What about who else wants to share? Rose, if you do not unmute, then I'm going to unmute you so you can share about your fabulous week.
I don't want to.
Yes, you have to.
I don't want to.
Yes, what happened this week? It was awesome.
Oh, well, long story short, you already know the long story. I have 2 parties booked out of the 20 people that I've talked to, so I'm on target there.
That's exactly. Yeah.
I also have 2 possible recruits. Maybe. I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to nail down a date for my 3rd party, so things are really looking up.
Yeah. But they're not looking up like we talked about this. They're not just falling in your lap. You are being intentional about your business. You're talking about it
I
like
have to work for
you are working for it. You're excited about it. You're positive.
it.
You are a business owner, Rose. You have taken this and said, this is my business, and whatever's going to happen here is going to be because of me. And so I'm excited about this. You're being positive about it, and you're talking about it and being excited. And that is contagious to people, truly. When you're excited about your business, you're excited about what's going on. And even to be able to turn that on when somebody says, do you know? And be able to say, okay, that's fine, because you know somebody else is going to say yes. You just keep going. That's what's contagious, is doing that. And that's why you're having success. So I'm really proud of you, girl. I can't
And
wait.
one of the people that said no said that she doesn't think party is for her, but she might actually order, and I gave her the interactive catalog and my personal website. So
Good. You know, so
We'll
we
see what
always talk
happens
about, we
there.
start with, we've got 3 things to offer: the opportunity, the parties, and they can purchase the products. So if they don't want the other 2, we'll take them ordering products too, right, Patty? We don't care. We want those orders too if they can't do everything else. So you never know. Some of us, we've been around for a while. We've got those regular customers that say no, 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 no to bookings. And then all of a sudden, right, Shannon, you get somebody that all of a sudden wants to book a party and they haven't for years. So that happens too. You know, that's all part of that customer care and creating those relationships. So good. Anybody else want to share what's going on? Patty Tuck with her her little thing on, her mouse ears.
It's Mickey and Minnie's 90th birthday today.
Oh my word! Of course you knew that. Did you know that, Terry Bales? You should be promoting that in your team.
I seen it, but I didn't know that it was like a this week thing. I just happened to have seen it though.
It's a today holiday.
Oh well, I'm sorry. Apologize. One moment.
Apology
You guys are gonna have to see my pajama bottoms because I've been in my pajamas all day. But I'll go participate.
All right. Patty, what did you work on today?
Today I worked on just kind of promoting my website a little bit, and I love your ears. Sorcerer Mickey is
ridiculous.
the best.
It's so
so promoting, and I reached out to a few people who haven't either read the messages yet or whatever, but you know, I reached out to them. So
good. And just did a sort of like, what do you think?
Yeah.
And did you hear anything
people
back?
haven't answered, and then a few people were like, maybe not right now.
Yeah.
I keep getting a lot of after the holidays, maybe after taxes, you know.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, again, those after the holidays, where I'd say to them right now, oh, great, that's perfect. I booked January. You know, January. I don't tell them about January specials until they say after the holidays. But say, you know, I booked my January now. I just did that yesterday morning at a party, and she said I need to wait. And I go, all right, well, I book it by Thanksgiving, and that's this week. So let's get out your calendar and book your party because we got to get it on the calendar. So good. Good.
I need to start being forceful like that.
You what?
I need to start being forceful like that.
Yes. It's not, you know what? It's not assertive. It's
right.
It's taking control of it. And it's just like the fact about, you know, I know that, you know, even the asking a lot of times, just asking for a party sometimes is a challenge for people. So the actual being able to, you know, focus and you'll be able to get them to sort of, you know, you lead them right into. You tell them you are a hot commodity, Patty Tuck. You know, you're not like, they can't just figure out when they want to have a party. You tell them when you are available. That's what I do with people. I say, well, we better get out my calendar because I don't have a whole lot of time available. So let's see, you know, like Terry said, well, no, you can't do the 5th and the 11th because I'm already booked. How about the 13th? You know, and that girl took it because now she knows Terry is booked, and if she wants a party, she's got to get right in there, you know, first thing. So You know,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
well, that's what I was just going to say. That's it. You know, when we go back to when we go back to the bookings and stuff, you know, and doing that prospecting, that, you know, really giving them those dates. So if someone says, you know, one of the things that are a little bit easier too, maybe, Patty, would be is if someone says, you know, I've got to wait till the holidays, say, well, you know what, I have, say that is great. January special is this, this, and this. You know, you can get double free in January. I have, we could start your party on January 6th, or we could start your party for January, well, whatever, you know, like pick those two dates as you would with cooking shows. I'd say, well, I've got this date or this date available. Give them two choices and say which one would work better for you. And then you get it on, because it'll be much easier to get it on the calendar if it's, you know, when you get it in that conversation, if you can get that date down.
For cooking shows, though, I always ask people what day of the week works best for you, because typically the response that I get, people say, oh, well, when are you available? I'm like, no, what day of the week works best for you? Because what I'm available doesn't necessarily mean when they're available, so I can narrow it down to 7 days for them. So I don't know if you always start your parties on a certain day, but instead of saying what day of the week, you could say, you know, does the first or the second week work better for you? Give them like two choices that way, too, so that will help, because it narrows it down. Too many choices, people are like their heads spin off.
Well, and that's what I do a lot of times. I'll say, well, you know, let's look at January. I do parties on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursdays. Which one of those work better for you? And then they say Wednesday, and I say, okay, I've got this Wednesday or this Wednesday. So, but I know with virtual parties, a lot of times you have like set up, you know, if you sort of batch them, so you do sort of, again, a virtual party's different because it doesn't really matter when the day is. You know, you just sort of, you know. They say, I cannot, when you ask people to do virtual parties, and they always say I'm too busy. I'm going, you are living on your phone. Doesn't matter what you are doing. You could be doing virtual parties. So. But yeah, Patty. So I would go back to some of them real quick and say, hey, you know, in the next day and say, hey, listen, I know you said after the holiday, listen, and just tell them, I just found out what January's host special is, and it's amazing. You know, it is amazing. What the Quick Cooker's up for 60% off again too. You know, on top of those double free, and then say to them, you know, I'm booking my January this week before, you know, Thanksgiving. Would you want to start it this day or this day? And get them going. So good. All right. Anybody else want to share? All right. Well, here's what we are going to be talking about tonight. We did I know who did their 1 in 10. We talked to 10 people. Remember, that's what we were supposed to do last week. We asked 10 people about the business opportunity and write them down. Who did that? Yay, Rose, you did that. Good. So is that it? So what does this mean, Tori? Not 10? 1 in 10. What? You did 7? All right.
I asked 1 and I got 1. Does that count?
No, you still need to do 10. All right, so we need to do, okay, so here, if you did not do 10, I'm going to tell you this, because remember, you guys were supposed to test me on this. You can't test me if you're not doing it. Nobody's testing me. So you need to, so if you only did 5 last week, you need to do 15 this week. That's the test, because you've got to ask these people whether they're interested in business opportunity. That's all it is you're asking them. But then tonight is we're going to sort of do the next step. So sort of like, what if they do say, yeah, I am interested. Like, what do you do now, kind of thing. So, but that is the focus. Is that, again, we've got to have those two-way conversations. You've got to ask. We've got to be doing the offering. The testing, again, if you for some reason didn't listen to the last catch up to the last call or didn't catch that you have that list. The testing me is that 1 in 10 people are going to say yes. Now, what may be, if you have 20 of them going, if you invite 20 people, it might be your 13 and your 16 will say yes. So, you know, that's really how it goes. But that's what we've got to be asking for the for the numbers, so that we can, we can see where those actually fall. But that's where it is. But like, if you don't ask the people, then you're not gonna run it. You just aren't gonna ask enough people that you're gonna get enough people to say yes. That's really where it is. So that is, again, what your goal is this week. You guys are doing good. You're working on, working on your bookings and stuff that you still want to do. This is part of that too, that we need to get into doing. Because again, you guys are in here, you're in this program because you guys want to become directors. So like, you have to do what we're talking about so that it's going to happen. Just by being on these calls every week this is as tough love as I get, because I'm not good at this, but I'm going to tell you, just by being on these calls every week is not going to make you a director. It's not going to happen, right? But you guys you've got to do the work to get the results. Just being on here by osmosis is not going to fill your calendar and is not going to bring you recruit leads. You've got to take what we're talking about and actually do it. This is just where you're getting that, and I hope you'd be getting the encouragement, and I hope you'd be able to see what everybody's doing, but you're getting the practical stuff to be able to take it and do it. And those steps, getting those steps to say, go, here's what to do. So, and again, yes, it's Thanksgiving, but I know Thanksgiving means that you are around a gazillion people. So there should be no problem doing this. I don't care if you ask for Aunt Margaret that you end up running into in Thanksgiving. She's 98 years old. I want you to ask that woman if she wants to be a Pampered Chef consultant, because you never know. We are not, what is the word? What is the word? We're not prejudiced, not
discriminatory.
Yes, thank you. We're not discriminating against anybody for anything. Grady and I just had a whole conversation about all the males that she, why is she not asking men? Like, if they, and we're like, yes, you should be. We were talking about what the words would be. I said, it's the same words. If you've got guys here, on your list, they would be the same words about being a consultant or being a, booking a show too. So, okay, so that has got to be priority, guys. Like, that's the only way we're going to get the momentum going is if you're working on your 25 contacts a week and that you are calling and talking to your 10 people, looking for those recruit leads. Like, that's the only way this is done. If you're not doing that during the week, then we can't do anything here. So again, that's as hard as I'm getting. Tough love. I'm just telling you. I don't do that well, but that's sort of, again, those were the expectations, and I want you guys to succeed. So, okay, here's what we've got to talk about tonight is what happens if you ask them and they say anything other than no. So you ask somebody if they're interested in the business opportunity and they say no, and that's it. I am not going to tell you that you need to turn that around and bully them to turn that around. I am going to tell you that that's not going to be the last time you ask them. And I say that regularly at my parties. If I ask them if they're interested in the business opportunity and they they say no, and I say, okay, that's fine. I'm going to ask you every time I see you, because your life might change. And they go, oh, I know, Anna. And they do it because I'm telling you that has happened to me. So if they say no, there's no conversation you're going to get into that's going to turn it around. However, if they say, you know what, I don't know, I sort of have thought about it before, that's when we're going to start talking about how we get into that conversation. Now, for a lot of you that are new, and even if you're not, and you're not really secure and confident with this, I'm going to tell you that the next thing you're going to say to them is, and Rose just did this with me this week, is, you know what, you've got some interest in this. I'm going to get one of the girls that helps me get started, get involved here, and we're going to get her, and we're going to do a 3-way call with her, or 3-way message with her, because I think she's been around the block a few times and she can help you answer any of your questions. I mean, I absolutely, for every one of you that's out there, for me or one of your directors, whether you're brand new or not, that should be your first thing if you've got somebody that's interested. Because what you're going to see is you're going to see me or Shannon or Terry do exactly what we're going to talk about right now, is how we're going to go through that conversation. Because I can remember very early on in my business that if I asked somebody that if they were interested in the opportunity and they said yes, then I would literally verbally diarrhea all over them about all of the fabulous things about Pampered Chef and why they needed to sign up. And I literally, I know, scared people away. Like I literally had people that probably said, yes, I'm ready to do this. And then I verbally diarrheaed all over them. And then and they were like, yeah, no, I'm doing this now. I don't know what that was. I'm out. That's what they were. So that's where, yeah, Rose. So that's where, one of the things that, here's a good question a lot of times, you'll see me do this when we start talking to them, is you always want to find out a little bit about what the interest is. Actually, the first question is, here's the first question. This is an important one. You want to write this. When you've got somebody that is interested, your first question is, well, listen, do you need more information about the business, or do you just need more information on how to get started? That's the first question you want to start, because you may have somebody come up to you, they're ready, and they're like, well, I just want to know how to get started. Let's get going here. And if that's the case, there's no more conversation you need to have about the business. You do not need to tell them how much they make, how much fun it is, nothing else. You can say, that's great. Well, you get to pick one of these kits, and you put them to the website and where they can actually order their kit. So that's the question you want to find out first. Do they want more information about the business, or do you just want information on how to get started? That's the first big question. Now, if they say they want more information about the business, that's great. But again, that is very vast. I mean, that could take days for you to explain to them everything about the business. So the next thing is to find out what their interest is. Like what I could go on, mine and why I started this business was I was money motivated. I still am. I mean, this is my income, so I need to do a certain amount of parties. I need to, make sell a certain amount so that I can earn what I need to for our family. So I am money motivated. I could automatically assume that everybody on this call or anybody that's ever joined my team has joined because money is an issue. But I know for a fact, because I've asked the questions, that that's not. Some of them, yeah, it's nice, but that's not the main reason that they're interested in starting. So I've got to find out what that is. Maybe they're interested because they heard about the free travel that you could earn. Maybe that's the reason. So I'm not going to go through the commission structure with them. I'm going to talk to them about the business, the different trips and stuff. Maybe their interest is, what could be their other interest? I have a woman recently who I'm talking with who's having a cooking show in a little bit, but her daughter is graduating. And so she thought from the cooking show, because I'm wicked excited and crazy at my parties, that this looked like a lot of fun. And I think I probably mentioned, I think I paid for my social life. That's pretty much what happened. But she thought that was really fun. And she's thinking, I'm going to be an empty nester. You can't hear me? Now you can? I'm not even moving.
No, you broke up a little bit though.
Okay. So my empty nester, did you hear that part? So she's going to be an empty nester next week or next year. And so she thought this sounded fun, like just as something fun to do, something exciting. And so she did, so that's why she's thinking about this business. So again, I'm not going to start throwing on to her about all the free travel. Right? I'm going to start talking to her more about, yeah, listen, here's all the fun ways that you could have, that you could do your business, in the next, and how you could be out there, how it's so fun socially, how we have a great group socially, we get together for recipe nights, or we do, like, those are the kind of things that I'm going to focus on with her, to talk with her, because those are going to be the things that are going to be really a lot about asking questions. That's the next step, is asking questions and coming back to that. So what else do you need to know? Or do you just want to know at this point? Are you ready to get started? So Patty, that's going to be tough for you, because that's the assertive question. Let's get started. I mean, what's it really? I mean, we have people that spend the same amount of money, if not more, than it is to purchase a kit, right? So we know it's not a huge thing here. We know that if somebody orders a kit, that the Pampered Chef Police does not show up at their door knocking if they do not sell one stinking thing, right? This is not a legally binding contract. Everybody knows. So take it out of your head that it's a big deal, because it's not a big deal for somebody to start your Pampered Chef business. And when you get that out of your head, it's a lot easier to say, let's just give this a try. Why don't we get started? Right? So a lot of it is questions, and just finding out what they want to do with it and be able to share those kind of things. So I think if we come back down to the different reasons why people a lot of times want to start this: for the money, for the social, for free products and discounts. Again, you've got some people that just love the products. They just want, and you know, that's a great, when you've got somebody that goes, oh my gosh, you sell Pampered Chef. I love Pampered Chef. To say to them, you know what, so do I. That's why I started doing this. Have you ever thought about being a consultant? There's a perfect person right there to ask. If they love it, they want, you know, and they love the products, why not offer them to be a consultant? Because we know that they get big discounts and they get, you know, and they can earn free stuff, right? That's a good, you know, a perfect in right there for that. So products, money, the trips, social, all kinds of reasons that people can get in, but you've got to find out what those are, and those are the kind of things that you talk about. So if somebody could say it was the social, and I could talk about, you know, our team and the getting out, the parties and the different kind of things, and then say to them, you know, how does that sound? You know, and if they sound, wow, that sounds really fun, say, okay, are we ready to go ahead and give this a try then? So it's always going back to questions, but always coming back to see, you know, and if they said, well, I'm just not sure about this, or this, you know, that's again where, you know, we've talked about the feel, felt, and find before. You know, if somebody says, I'm just not sure that I have the time to do it, to go into, well, the feel, felt, find. You know what? I am so crazy busy, you know, with kid in college and math schedule and trying to keep, I know exactly how you feel. But what I found was with this, because I can decide when, where, how, and everything else, if I do Pampered Chef, you know, when I can do it. So time-wise, I decide how much time I do have, you know, so to go into, so what, again, going back into, what is it that you want to get out of it? Do you want some extra money? How much extra money? Well, this is all that you'd have to do to get that extra money, you know, to just sort of walk them back. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah, I always tell my team, really, when we're thinking about this, it all, you know, it's that cookie story that we've talked about so many times. This business is a gift. And sometimes when you're talking with someone, and that's why Anna says, give one of us directors a call. When our belief is so ridiculously strong that we know this business can change lives. So just think about when you guys got signed up. Did you believe in yourself as much as you believe in yourself now that you've seen success? That's what people, when they're first thinking about this, really, sometimes what they're saying is, can I be, without saying it, can I be as successful as you are? Am I going to fail at this? They're not. So sometimes you have to believe in them more than they believe in themselves. And sometimes just, it's that little push of, you will do amazing. You know, give them those compliments that they need to hear. It's not like you're trying to convince them, because that's not what we do, but sometimes they need a positive push. And that's really, I think sometimes challenging for people who feel like they're convincing people versus giving a positive push. Because we're not doing anything to them, we're doing something for them, and we're changing lives.
Exactly.
What she said.
Right. Ditto. But again, if you're thinking, yeah, this all makes sense, but I'm not sure I could say those things, that's why I want your next thing to do is, Patty, when you've got somebody to three-way in Tori or three-way in me, and just that's your next thing, is to say, you know what? I am so excited that you've wanted some more information about this, but I really want to get one of the girls that helped me get started, get involved, so that I make sure that I give you the right information. And then again, that's what me or Tori are going to do, is going to go through that whole kind of question, you know, and just find out the questions. And then that way, that's going to make it easier for you, because you can actually see it in action and see how we keep turning it to that question and keep going, and how it's really not so scary to be assertive with, just saying, what's our next step here? We want to go ahead and get started or what? That will be a lot more clear. So next week, what we're going to do in our call is we're going to talk about what and how we're going to support brand new consultants when they come on. So that and help them to get off to the best start. That's what next call is going to be. But does anybody have any other questions or comments about this part of it?
There's always a recruit. Are you always a recruiter? Just food for thought. People are always looking for something to do.
Mm-hmm.
They're always looking, and it's not always about money, but think about all the people who do seasonal work.
Yeah.
And have crappy schedules.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be pampered chef elves this season.
Pampered chef elves. That's adorable.
Let me get my ears out.
With your that's what you just need to point those Mickeys a little bit to be an elf ears. All right, guys, so I'm excited. So here's what so we just went through this. Now, there is not really any homework to do with what we just talked about unless you start asking people. We can't make these conversations up, guys. You have to be asking people for so we can find those 1 in 10 that want to do this. This is what's going to get you to directorship, is to start going through this, to get this going. So that has got to be, I don't care what's happening this week, where you're traveling, who's coming over, what you're cooking, to block that time and make sure that you're having your 25 two-way conversations at the booking parties, and that you're working it. And listen, if you have a two-way conversation with somebody about booking a party and you ask them about the business opportunity, they're on both lists, right? So I'm not necessarily even talking about asking 35 people. I'm saying that at least 10 of those that you're talking to about the bookings, ask them, hey, have you ever thought about being a consultant too? Throw that out to them, because that would count to be onto your other list too. Sound good? You guys got this. Let's just make this happen. We need some promotions going on here. Just make it happen, right, Megan? Just do it. Just do it.
You guys have a fantastic holiday. Be safe.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Doesn't make a difference which diet you're on. Thursday is a free-for-all day.
I think you've been having a free-for-all couple weeks. Last week you were shoving Reese's peanut butter cups in your mouth at the meeting.
I lost 2.2 pounds.
Oh, you did? I did not. I think I gained 5.2 pounds.
Well, I'm going to go finish off the half gallon of eggnog from this week.
Woo, cheat day. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night. Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye. Have a fabulous
calls.
week. Bye.